Hey everyone, happy whatever day it is that you are watching this. I hope you are having an amazing day. Today we are wrapping up the dining room, the office, and the entryway. And then next week we are going to be going into the kitchen, and that is going to be a whole thing. So stay tuned for that. I have lots going on in there. Sam has built me shelves on the wall. Like, it's just a whole thing. So be sure and make sure that you are subscribed so that you do not miss out on any of those videos next week. We've already done a lot in the office and the dining room. There's just a few tweaks that need to take place. I did not find a table for the office yet, but I am still on the lookout. I don't want to settle. I don't want to end up with something that I was like, oh, I kind of like it. It'll grow on me. It never really grows on you, if we're honest with ourselves. So I am eyes open on Marketplace and in the thrift stores, and I'm hopeful that as the videos progress, I will be able to come back and be like, and look at my new table. So that is the plan for that. I found a ficus tree that we are going to totally redo, and I am hopeful that that goes well. But today we are just going to finish tweaking everything, and we are going to do the entry because we haven't done that yet, other than the chair that we did a couple weeks ago in Thrifted Thursday, but I don't think that I ever actually showed it in one of these videos. So let's kind of go walk through what we have done, what we still need to do. In the office, Sam needs to hang the lantern for me. That is beyond my skill set. We might need to table that and come back when he does have time and just kind of add it on the end of one of the other videos. Okay, let's get into this. Here we are in the office, obviously, and I've decided to take the blanket off of this chair. I just felt like it was fighting so much with everything that was going on behind it, and it just started to look very cluttered. And you guys know that is by far not what I want to accomplish in my decor. I also ended up separating the soldiers, and I really like the way that this looks better. I eliminated 2 of the candlesticks over here on this side, and I just think that it looks so much better. I don't know if that little canister is going to stay there or not. I don't know. I just feel like it pretty much blends in with literally everything that is there. And the only thing that you see is the top, and that is kind of fighting with the 2 golds on the right. So we'll play around with that today and see what that looks like. I have also decided to remove this lamp. I might use it once a month, and it's also just kind of fighting in here. It eliminates more space on my desk, which I know it doesn't really seem like it would, but when I have my planners laid out and my computer and all of that, it really does take away from surface space. And so I want to remove that. Haven't decided yet what I'm going to do with that. I might take that over to my parents' house. For those of you that don't know, either next week or the week after, I am going to be decorating my parents' house as well. And then over here, we have quite a bit to do on this side. So we need to make this a functioning space right here, because it currently is not functioning at all. And I'm referring to the shelf underneath Chloe's picture. So we need to kind of adjust that and just make that a lot more useful. I have decided to take this lamp, this floor lamp that you can hardly see right now, into the living room and put that beside the recliner chair. I am picking up another table for that space tomorrow. I found one on Marketplace, and she the lady that I purchased it from is actually bringing it to Kansas City from Topeka. So I'm going to grab that from her tomorrow. We need to decide on our blankets. So the plaid blanket on the top of the chair is the one that I took off of the swivel chair at the desk. But then I also have this one that has been here, and I like them both for different reasons. I kind of like the plaid on plaid. I feel like that is very Ralph Lauren. But then I also question whether or not that is too light for that chair, the blanket on the top. So we'll see. And then over here, I found this lamp at the Goodwill for $7.99. I loved how it was gold, but yet had a ton of like black shadow detail. And I think that that is going to look so good right there. I know it's hard to see. The lighting in this room is just absolutely wretched right now because we have snow outside. And so it literally illuminates like the light of Jesus in this room, which is fantastic, but not when I'm trying to film. So we've got those things to do over here on this side of the room. And then here is the lantern chandelier that I need Sam to put up there for me. And I'm not sure when that is going to be. So we're probably going to have to table that, and I'll just have to pop it into one of my other videos and show you how it ends up turning out. But for right now, this is going to be kind of the main project area in this room. And I really, man, I am so torn on that table. I like the table. I like the idea of the table. I would love to hear in the comments below what you guys think of that. Should I leave it? Should I look for something different? I feel like the colors work very well in this room. I just don't know. Like, does it still go? I don't know why this is such a hard decision for me, but for whatever reason, I am just very much on the struggle bus with that table right there. So, okay, let's do this side of the room. I will get everything kind of put where it needs to go, and then we will come back and assess what it looks like. All right, next, let me show you how the office turned out. I'm super happy with this. I think that this is exactly how it needed to go. The lamp off of the desk just opens everything up. The candle off the desk, the ceramic jar or vase, whatever you want to call it. Everything off of that just opened that space up so much, and it allows it to not feel just totally cluttered. There is obviously stuff in here, but I feel like, and maybe this is just me, maybe everybody else feels a totally different way, but I feel like it's done in a way that just allows this space to be very warm and cozy and library-like without feeling extremely overdone or cluttered or chaotic. So I'm very, very happy with that. Over here, I decided to keep the brown throw. I just felt like it allowed this place to feel very warm and very, like I said before, just like a really cozy library. And it played very well with that pillow. And so I felt like that needed to stay. The lamp turned out great. I'm so happy with the way that that all looks right now that I'm actually going to keep that table because I just think that it's so unique, and it kind of reminds me of my childhood with like the magazine holder on the front of it. I feel like it plays very well with everything in here. And so we're just gonna keep that. I DIY'd that a couple years ago, and I don't really wanna get rid of it because I did love it, and I think we have figured out a way to incorporate it and allow her to stay. Over here, I added this basket in place of the drawer. This is where we keep our Bible study stuff for our small group. And that is just really easy access there. I don't have to root around for stuff. I don't have things sitting all over the cabinet, and it just works really well in that space. I put the green book over here with the kids' picture on top of that, and I think that that looks great as well. What else did we do? Oh, I got rid of the canister back there. I just felt like it was too much, and I like the simplicity of where we're at right now, and I think it looks so much better. Once our lantern goes up, I think that this room will just be amazing. And then obviously, like I said before, we'll be on the lookout over time to see if we can find some more encyclopedias. But for right now, this space is perfect, and we can mark this off. Well, we can mark-ish this place off of our list. We still need to hang the chandelier, but outside of that, this room is done. All right, the next thing that we need to do is fix our harps on these lamps. So I've already fixed the ones in the living room. I just put them up as they were until I could get the adjustable harps, but you can find these for super cheap at Walmart. And all you do is just turn these according to how long you need the harp, how short you need the harp. It goes very long, as you can see, but I need it to be very short so that I don't see the hardware of the lamp underneath the lampshade. Because as you can see right here, you can see the hardware and the switch and everything popping out underneath the shade. And so we don't want that. So we need to put an adjustable harp on. That way we can lower the shade, cover all of the hardware, and then everything just looks much more clean lined. And so really quick, I am going to go ahead and swap those out, and then I will show you the difference. So right here you can see the before, where you can see the switch and the hardware, everything under the lampshade. And then here is what it looks like with a shorter harp. So much better. You can't see everything underneath the shade, and it just looks so much more put together and finished off. So I'm happy to have those all swapped out. Like I said, you can just get those from Walmart. I think I paid $4 for each harp. So a very inexpensive way to allow everything to just look so much more put together. One thing that I did find at the thrift store that we had talked about the other day is this ficus tree. And I do not want to keep the leaves that are on this. By the way, it was $19.99 and then 20% off of that. So I am going to clip off all of the leaves, and then we are going to put our own leaves on it that are just much more, modernized isn't really the word that I'm looking for, just a little bit more, I guess, dainty could be a word that could be used. I am going to clip these off, and then we're hopefully going to be able to stick these in the holes that the existing leaves will come out of. I'm not sure, we'll see. I don't know exactly how those are in there. See, you can see, my guess is they are probably glued in there. So that might be a bit of a challenge. I think I actually see some glue right there. So I don't know. I will work with it and kind of see what we can accomplish as far as getting all of that removed. And then I'll pop back on before we go ahead and add the new greenery. All right, that was way easier than I thought it was going to be. So all I did was take my wire cutters, I grabbed a hold of the pick that was stuck in the branch, and I literally just like pried it out. I didn't cut anything off. I was more like slowly plucking it out, if that makes sense. And they all came out. I mean, they were glued in there, but it's more like that pliable glue. So it allowed them to come out so easily. I am hopeful that I can get the tree out of that basket and put it in the basket that we got the other day. But right now I'm going to get all of these leaves out to the trash. Thank goodness tomorrow is trash day. And that way this is all cleaned up, and then we are going to actually cut these off of these picks, and that's what we're going to stick back in the holes. Let me just show you really fast what the holes look like. So here are the holes, and we can easily just stick the new greenery inside of the existing holes and be good to go. Like, this is probably one of the easiest projects I've done in a while. All right, let me clean up this mess, and then we will actually, what I think I'm going to do is see if I can get that base out of the current pot and move it into the one that we got the other day. So let me do that. Let me clean up the leaves over here, and then we will pop in our new greenery and see what it looks like. So I was able to get the base out of the old pot, and I got everything cleaned up off of it. So there's cement on the bottom right here. And then this right here is just that like insulation spray foam kind of stuff. And then there was like a trash bag around the outside of that. So I got as much of the trash bag off as I could, got everything cleaned up along the side. And that way, if there's any like smell or that old kind of dirty grass on the top was really kind of grossing me out a little bit. So we got that removed. We'll put our own grass back on top once we get this all finished. But now we are going to just pop in our leaves. I went ahead and cut them off just for the sake of time. And I just left a little bit of an end on some and then more of an end on others. So we'll just kind of see what we need, what we don't need. We can always cut more off, but I would so much rather have more than not enough and be able to cut some instead of need some. So let's see what these are gonna look like in here. And there's not really any rhyme or reason. Some of the holes are bigger than others. So it's just all going to kind of depend. And as you can see, at least for this tree anyway, this goes all the way through, and pretty much everyone that I see goes all the way through. So you can pull it as much as you want, you can leave it out as much as you want, and then just kind of trim that off, and you should be good to go. So I am going to go ahead and put these picks in these holes, and then we'll see what it looks like once it's finished. This is what it looks like. I love it. I couldn't be any more in love with it, probably. So the ficus tree at the thrift store was $19.99, minus 20% off. And then these little greenery picks were, oh man, $17.99 for 4, I think. They're on my Amazon storefront. I don't remember exactly how much, but super, super inexpensive for what you get. And I love them because they look so realistic. And I think that they just absolutely knocked it out of the park with this tree. I need to get this in the new pot and get my moss, which I already had, put over the top of it, and then we should be good to go. And here is the finished product. We got it all transplanted, and I am so, so happy with it. I love how simple it is. I love that it's not big and bushy. It just kind of adds to this space over here. And now that I am talking, I wonder what it would look like over there instead. Because I don't have the curtains like I do over here, and I feel like you're not able to see it over here like you would in that corner, especially coming in right here from the front door. Oh my, let's see. Let's push her over. She's on little caster things, but I still don't want them to scratch my floor. I don't know why I didn't think of this before. This is one of those things where when you look at something for so long, you just kind of get immune to it. Okay. Oh, I think I like that so much better. Let's move this just a tiny bit that way. Okay. I like that so much better. It just fills in that area. And I think that that is just what needed to happen. I still feel like this needs to be turned. What's happening? Okay, that's better. So Chloe came home and she said, I think it looks too cluttered up there. I actually took this out before she came home because I kind of felt the same way with this up there and then the greenery over there in the corner. And so I took one of the little picks out of the cluster and decided to put it in our little pot over here. Well, it still feels very cluttered to me. And you guys know that my biggest fear with this decor is that it's going to feel cluttered, and I do not want that. So what I'm thinking I'm going to do is remove this greenery here, whoops, and remove this pot. And then let's move these together. And then we'll see what that looks like. I just feel like with the greenery now over there in that corner, the greenery on the buffet just looked way too much. Okay, I like that so much better. I just think that it allows it all to be seen, and it doesn't feel cluttered, it doesn't feel overdone, and oh, our candles are all going on. And that's how they work. Wow, they really showed up for me just now, didn't they? All right, so now that we have the candles on, I mean, we're good to go. Let me take all of this out of the way. And then that way, we can get the full effect of what this space now looks like. Yeah, that's exactly what needed to happen. I love how it looks. I love that it is just simple, but there's color, a little bit of color, and I love the greenery, and I just think that that is really, really pretty. All right, I would say that this project and this room are finished. The last thing that we need to do is the entryway here. And I like everything that is currently going on. Don't mind my Christmas lights on my front porch. It's because it is currently, literally, not even joking, 5 degrees. And I'm just not gonna go out there and take them down. So we're gonna stay in here and just keep moving along. The flag is obviously staying. The hobnail lamp is staying. This right here, I am not sure of. I might put this in the kitchen when I start to do the shelving. You guys will see that next week. This was Sam's grandma's. So I for sure want to keep that. My candle is getting lost. So I need to figure out either I want to switch out the candle, switch out the holder, move it to where it can be seen better. Not really sure about that. But this is our project for what we are currently doing. So I found this amazing vase at Ross for $14.99. And this thing is humongous. I love it so much. And then I found this greenery at the thrift store for $11.49. Granted, I am not gonna use the basket for this, but what I am going to do, and I didn't pay that, I paid 30% off because I got this with my mom last week. Was it last week? I think it was. So I can't do it with one hand, but what I'm going to do is I am going to pluck out that pick, and we are going to use this greenery inside of that vase. So really quick, let me do that, and then I will show you what the finished product looks like. This is what this space turned out to be. I'm so happy with it. I couldn't love this right here any more than I do. I know I say that 1,000 times, but I just, this turned out so good. I love how the greenery is so full to where the gold peeks through, but the gold is not the center point of this space, if that makes sense. My flag, you guys know I am obsessed with that. That was my grandpa's flag, and that just holds a really special place. And so that will literally never ever leave there. I took the candle out of the candle holder, and I just feel like it kind of creates this simple look without having the candle in it. And I just like that so much better. That hobnail lamp I have had probably for 10 or 11 years. I got that way back when we were living in Texas. Actually, maybe longer than that because we were in Texas. But I got it at Target way back when I actually shopped at Target. But I think that everything just came together so well. Don't ever be afraid or intimidated by a floral arrangement that is already put together. You can dismantle that thing in seconds and use what you want from it or the vessel that the flowers are in, but don't ever totally write something off just because of what it currently is or the form that it currently is in. Don't be afraid to dismantle. Because had I been afraid of that basket with these leaves, I would have never been able to create this space. And I am absolutely in love with this. All right, friends, we are making crazy progress on this place, and I am so happy. I'm not gonna say yet, but I have a really big project coming up in a few weeks. Not my parents' house, but something different that I want to bring you guys along. Don't look at my janky nails. But I want to bring you guys along with me. And so I am really trying to get this place where I need it to be before I take on that big project. And I think that we're making really good headway. The next area that we are going to be working on is the kitchen. So that means the actual kitchen, the entryway coming in from the garage, and also the table area. So I'm really excited to do that because the shelves that Sam built me are amazing. And I can't wait to share those with you. I'm gonna keep it a secret. I wanna show you so bad right now, but I'm not going to. So make sure that you are subscribed to this channel. That way you do not miss out on any of that because it is going to be a lot. If you decorated with me today, I would love to know. So leave that little green sprout in the comments below. That way I know who I got to spend the day with. As usual, the QR code is up above. You can find anything that I ever talk about linked there. And until next time, friends, be intentional about what is important and necessary and release all of the rest. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.